Oh my god, my moms are hot! He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see, this looks like a dating sim. That could be fun. Our life. Okay, this seems really fun. Okay, let's get this. This is a fun and free dating sim visual novel, it looks like. Well, you know what? Let's fucking do it. Hello? Why is it so small? What the hell? Is it because this is windowed? Hello? Why, hello? Why is it not showing up? Oh, damn it! Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we fucking go. There we go. Okay, new file. All right. Let's make, so Pinky Punchy Day. Eye color, do we have pink? Pink. Pink. All right, we got Pinky. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like— Whoa! Hell yeah, lesbian moms! Sorry. Got a little too excited there about the lesbian moms. But hell yeah, we have lesbian moms. Okay, I have lesbian mom in real life. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just had said hello. Okay, you didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. Realistically, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Well, you didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. It was a polite thing to do after all, and your moms had taught you to always be respectful. But today there was a man sitting on the curb outside of your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Boulevard was that the people who you didn't recognize really, really stood out. So for you, not knowing who a stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your mom's had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. You weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door, but you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. You slowed down, your mind racing for ideas on how to get past him unseen, but it was too late to escape. There was a split second where your eyes meet, and you took in a shaky breath, your eyes darting to the sky, pretending to stare at a bird who was hovering nearby. Hey! His voice startled you and made you jump, but you still didn't look at him. The bird landed on top of a nearby gatepost, and its black feathers ruffled against the gentle breeze. Trying to keep your eyes on it was tough, especially when the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offer the stranger a smile. The man gives a grin of his own back. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, do you live around here? What's your name? You looked the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed, the way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. That's great. He looks happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. Money! He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you look back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad, sorry. I should have. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you're standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Colt. Who's about your age. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. He wasn't the only person like that in Sunset Boulevard. Cove's dad! We moved in across the street, see? He gestured towards the house that had become empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic "For Sale" sign was finally gone. You must be Pinky Punchy, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give him a chance, and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you gotta keep it a secret, too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say that his dad sent you. You eyed the man, and you kind of felt sorry for Cove. Do other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Had your mom done that for you and Lizzie? The thought made you frown. What do you say? Want to make a deal? You didn't want the money, you ran away. You took the bill. You took the bill. You carefully plucked the bill from his outstretched hand, grinning at the thoughts of what you could do with that much cash. All the sweets you could ever want. You could buy tickets for a movie at the nearest cinema. There was a cute stuffed animal you had seen in a store in town. It cost a few dollars to set up a library card. With this, you could pay for it yourself instead of having your moms do it. You weren't even sure yet. There was a cute stuffed animal you'd seen. It was going to be able to go home with you. And that was just a start, you thought. The sky was the limit with that kind of amount. Great! That's great! I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but, well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but the way his face looked like you thought he might actually want to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Can I keep this either way? Sure thing. I can try. Okay. Sure thing. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends, you knew that, but you were still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head. Paused before doing so, pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. Thanks again, Pinky. So much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Is he there? Step 1. First sight. Hell yeah. The chirping crickets of the tall green grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore, and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. You took a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of the hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass and the white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you'd found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have green hair, wavy eyebrows, huge glasses, pink casts, sad frowns. Sad frowns? What's up? But this new boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another, and then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected off the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. Hey, Space Cadet. Are you lost? Hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. Oh, he's so baby! He's so baby! He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheek and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man had said stuck out to you. Cove? Ugh. Eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? You touched the money in your pocket, feeling it crinkle beneath your fingertips. I met your dad. I'm all-knowing. Lucky guess. I'm all-knowing. That's a lie. Tell the truth. Okay, your dad told me who you were. Oh, so is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. Can't own a hill. Why not? Well, how could you? You just do. I had a hill back home. Well, this still isn't mine. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad who sat on the patch of grass next to him. Why's your family move? Why are you here? Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they'd never stopped. His tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I'm sorry. Your dad seems kind of nice. You'll like it here. Just get used to it. Stop crying. You'll like it here. Just have to get used to it. Sunset Bird was a nice place to live. It had a beach, playgrounds, a good school. At least you thought so. From way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Pinky! Cove! Kids, where did you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here. I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry so much. Sorry, I have to. It will be okay. Sorry, I have to. Stretching as you stood, you tilted your head back down to look at Cove. I can't lie to my moms about where you are, you know? Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove! Can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, and then turned away while rubbing his not-bandaged arm. You called out yourself. You waited silently with him. You tried to convince him. You waited silently with him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad even closer than before. There you are, bud! The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all of their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. Oh my god, my moms are hot! Probably should have been like, damn, look at them! Oh, I was gonna say, do they need a third, but they're my moms, so just gonna keep on reading. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Pinky, you're here after all! We had been in the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened. Earlier, when you met the new neighbor, I thought you might have gone off further away. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Why is everybody acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Mommy gave Cove a small smile, and then she turned back to you. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out there? You look over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. You shrugged. Yes, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. Okay. Yes, I like him. You nodded, smiling slightly. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turns to the three of you. Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Pinky knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove. Bye. I'm losing Cove's voice. The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading in toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what. We'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Sure, can I show myself? It sounds like words. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove for this step. This can change in later steps. Okay. My brain is... let's do it different. Let's do it different. Indifferent and nervous. Again, step 1 at nervous indifference. You won't be able to change it again until step 2. Yes. Early the next morning, you were poking at your food, eating it slowly. I think I am going to end it there because it is getting late. It is like 10 p.m. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I'm distracted and tired and full disclosure, a little bit stoned.